So this like recent Epstein file dump's kind of interesting. Um, what I find interesting about it is it's kind of like okay. I used to like be into the conspiracy stuff, like even kind of before YouTube. But like we're talking like 2008, 2007, 2008 kind of time. On the conspiracy forums used to be forums and there's always all the conspiracy ones are awesome because for me, I loved anyway, just like the thought experiment or the perception experiment when you hear like something like flat Earth. Flat Earth was a thing back then, and it's okay. You think about it, and it's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Or hollow Earth. It's an interesting thing to think about. Then you got the whole like the reptilians and basically all the conspiracy theories you can imagine. I went like a deep fucking rabbit hole into all of them, and there was some things though that have come to pass, which they've come to pass, but not in the way people maybe would think they would come to pass. So, for instance, there was just like there's going to be martial law. There's going to be martial law. Now, during COVID, I would argue that was martial law. Depending on where you were, it was a martial law. Like where I was, there was a curfew just for a while. Okay, in England, it was like you can't go 5 miles away from your house unless you're like a essential worker or something. That is, to me, martial law. It's not the martial law that people would imagine, like army dudes on the fucking streets or something. But that was martial law. Make no mistake. And this is something that people were like predicting in the late 2000s. Okay, and they were predicting the digital ID shit, which actually hasn't come to pass yet, but it's become very close to being passed. And then it's all about everyone's going to need a chip. You don't need a chip, you just need a database. And that is what the digital ID that the UK tried to put in was basically it's a database, which is as good as you having a chip or better than you having a chip in your arm. So those things came true, right? Another thing people were talking about was elites being pedos and shit, and they were talking about like uh, basically the idea is that like the elites to become where they are high up in the hierarchy have to do things that they can be blackmailed for later. So like it's not like exactly that like it's some kind of like pedo club or something. It's more it was more than it's like yeah, okay, the elites might be pedos, but also the elites might just be they've gotta do this. They've gotta like do something that's like super bad and criminal so that they can enter into the like a hazing ritual, but a hazing ritual with a blackmail content, right? Or the other way is they could get tricked. Hey, come to my brothel. Oh, oh, whatever she's called, Candy. Now she's 18. The fucking judge or whatever, fuck Candy. Later, like the pimp dude goes to the judge, like, we found out that unfortunately Candy was 17 or whatever, 16 or 15 or whatever, and she's trying to blackmail you. Now we can make sure that she doesn't blackmail you. we can look after this problem, because she's going to go to the newspapers and say that you fucked her when you were 17, but we can make sure that that doesn't happen. We'll look after you. We'll look after you, sir. That kind of shit, you know. And then later it's like, well, and what do you want? So yeah, the whole thing with the whole Epstien shit, right? It's kind of like, it's like I said, like the whole like some of the things in the conspiracy forums came true, but they just didn't come true like people thought they would. As I said before, like for instance, martial law. In some places, the COVID shit was martial law, but people don't see it like that. And now we've got this whole Epstein released files where they're talking like crazy shit, you know. And then people will also be, it's like, well, but it's not like exactly like the conspiracy people. You know what I mean? What was the other example I just had before? There's another one. Anyway, the whole thing is, it's like it's almost like these conspiracy theories just kind of soften the people for when it drops, in a way. It kind of softens them, because if you just, I don't know, maybe it's some of it's bullshit, some of it's not, and so, but basically the Epstein shit is basically what a lot of people were saying back in 2008, that there's like elite pedo fucking and shit and sacrifices and shit and weird shit going on, and that it's mostly for blackmail, or like you need to hazing, you need to do this to be in the club or something. And what in the last like 2 days, it's like, oh, maybe that was true. Is anyone really like reacting badly? Is anyone going, oh, is anyone in shock? No. So this is what I think. Like, I think another thing's gonna come true. Another thing, and this is gonna sound fucking crazy, but if I had said a few years ago that there would be martial law, that there would be what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, that there would be uh, martial law coming in, and that there would be yeah, like the pedo sex cult elite shit going on. You'd think I was crazy, right? You'd think I was crazy, and you'd be right to think I'm crazy. So what's the next thing? What in 2008 until like 2015 or something was another thing that was pushed a lot? It was the alien shit. I know I'm sounding crazy now, right? And like, okay, I have seen some crazy shit in the skies. I've had some of the experiences, okay? I still don't think it's what people think it is, or what it's going to be shown as it is. But I think if we look at what's happened, right, from all the conspiracy theories of like 15 years ago, right, like the elites basically fucking being absolute degenerates and shit, and being blackmailed and stuff, that kind of shit. It seems like it's kind of come true in the last few days. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but it seems like it's kind of been disclosed in a way. It's like being disclosed. And the other shit, what the fuck is I talking about? Yeah, the martial law shit. The martial law is going to come and stuff. It's all organized and stuff. Did you see how quickly they organized the COVID lockdowns? Depending where you were, okay. They were pretty harsh in some countries. And that shit must have been organized beforehand, yeah? And look how they're going with it's It's not like a RFID chip. It's a database, but it's the same thing. Okay, like IDing everybody, panopticon shit, right? That's coming true too. And the biggest thing that was being talked about back then was aliens. The alien disclosure is going to come. Like at some point, they're going to have to either number one, disclose that aliens are involved with us, or number two, uh, number two, falsify that aliens are involved with us. Whereas I think if you if you're as crazy as me, you know that there is something else going on in reality, right? There is something else going on. It has been going on for a long time. That doesn't mean that it's aliens from, I don't know, fucking 10 light years away or whatever. It doesn't mean even that these things or these people or whatever they're called, it exists on Earth in a kind of form. They may exist as part of our perceptions, right? But what I'm talking about is a lot of people talking about this like there's going to be like a fake alien shit, like a fake alien shit invasion kind of shit. Not invasion, like a disclosure kind of thing, right? And you know what, like as stupid as that sounds, I always thought that's fucking bullshit. That's not gonna happen. But look at where we are now, man. It's every fucking crazy shit. Every fucking crazy shit is coming. I'm not gonna say coming true, but coming acknowledged in the media and being told to us that it is true. And I honestly believe in the next 3 years it's going to be the alien shit. They've already tried to like test the market, you know, with like the congressional hearings from the guys with the Tic Tacs and shit. The Tic Tacs are probably our shit, you know what I mean? The Tic Tacs are probably the shit that we fucking have. Or the Tic Tacs are just some weird anomaly with like radar and visual systems. It's probably bullshit. But they've been kind of pushing it. You know what I mean? Not hiding it, pushing it. So, what would be the next crazy thing? Okay, like, so in the last few days, we've had the crazy thing of, yeah, the elites actually are fucking basically, or I'm not going to say pedos, but the fucking underage, or they are pedos and they're being blackmailed about it. That's become a real thing. It's become a real thing in the media or whatever. It's like, nah, it's fucking not conspiracy bullshit anymore, right? The next thing's gonna be alien shit. Mark my fucking words. I will sound crazy today, right? Give it like 2 or 3 years, you'll go, you know what? VL now is not as crazy as I thought it was then.